Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Jesse and I help intermediate and advanced non-native English speakers learn how they can actually become fluent and how they can think and speak directly in English without translating in your head, with or without a speaking partner, and without studying grammar. So if you like that idea, then click the subscribe button and the bell so you can get new episodes and videos like this every week. Now today we're beginning in 2021, right? So new year, new goals. We've put 2020 behind us and now we are moving forward, right? We're looking forward and you finally want to be able to think directly in English. You finally want to become fluent, right? So today I have 3 powerful secrets for you how you can actually accomplish that, how you can turn your advanced level, your intermediate level of English into becoming fluent and thinking and speaking more directly in English. Now, before I get into the specific tricks that I'm going to share with you, I want to give a little disclaimer about some mental pitfalls you're going to fall into or you're going to be tempted to fall into when watching this video. So the first pitfall you're going to fall into is thinking these tricks are too basic, right? They're too obvious or they won't work for you. These have worked for many students, countless students, in not only learning English, but learning any specific skill at a high level, running a business at a high level, right? These are skills that are applied in other areas, and I'm just helping you focus on putting those into use in your English study. So that's what we're going to look at first. And the first tip is simply how you talk to yourself. How do you talk to yourself? Do you use phrases like, I would love to, or I want to be able to think in English, or that would be nice. That would be the dream to think directly in English, and that way I can focus on other things and learning other skills, right? Do you think those kinds of things? Well, those are what we call limiting beliefs. You've probably heard of these, but I want to attach those to your English progress because those are limiting beliefs. Because look at those types of expressions, those types of sentence structure that we just said. I would like to. I want to, but that would be nice, right? Those all have 2 things in common. Either they are limiting yourself, they're focusing on what you can't do, they're putting in that but, which gives you a way out, which blocks any progress. Anytime you put a but in front of something, it kind of negates what you just said, right? You know, English is kind of like dancing. Where you put your butt is very important. But really, think about it. Whatever you say, if you put but next, what you just said kind of gets negated, right? I would love to learn to think directly in English, but I don't have the time. Meaning, you're not going to put the time and effort necessary to learn how to think in English. Right? That's a great job, but if I can make a suggestion, right? You're just kind of negating that's a great job and you're focusing on, the correction you're going to give, right? Do the inverse. I do have a correction, but this is a great job. Right? You're minimizing the correction that you have because you put a but, and then what comes next is emphasized in our minds, right? That's how we think. So let's take out that but. I'd love to, but let's take that out and just say, okay, I'd love to. But the problem now comes with the second problem with these sentence structures is you're forming the sentence in a hypothetical. Right? You're forming the sentence in an imaginary situation. I would love to. I would like to be able to. Right? That's a hypothetical. that doesn't work for goal setting, right? Instead, what you can do is phrase your sentence in a way that it has already happened, right? Maybe you're familiar with the expression, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then you fill in the blank with whatever you want to do. I'm so happy and grateful now that, and fill in the blank, right? So take a goal. Think directly in English. Let's take that example, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I can think directly in English. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a mastery over the English language. I'm so happy and grateful that I can speak fluently and confidently in English, right? Whatever that is, right? Form that sentence in a present tense form, even if you don't feel that way yet, right? So form it in a present tense and make it seem like it has already happened and you're thankful for it. That sends a powerful message to your brain that it has already happened. And guess what? A spoiler alert for tip 3, it has already happened. We're going to get to that later. But I'm so happy and grateful now that it has happened. This is a powerful, powerful message to tell your brain in English learning or any kind of goal setting, right? Do you hear my dog here? Otto. And here are some pro tips to go along with this as you're doing it. So for one, make the sentence short and concise with only one thing at a time. So you don't want to say something like, I'm so happy and grateful that I can speak English to my neighbors and to anyone that I talk to and that I can go shopping without any problem. Are you going to really remember that? Right. So keep it short, keep it one sentence, and keep it memorable, right? Work with it. Work with your sentence. Change it if you have to. Test it out. Say it out loud, which is another tip. Say it out loud with your mouth as you say it, right? Don't just think it, because what do you do when you just think it? Listen, imagine if I did this. You don't hear that. Of course, Jesse, I'm watching a video. Yeah, of course. But guess what? When you're making goals, if you say it out loud, you're also listening to it, to the audio of it. You're also using the vibrations of your voice to make it verbal, right? You're including all of these other senses instead of just thinking and imagining what you want to say, right? So that's another tip. Say it out loud. One more powerful trick, this is a trick from Bob Proctor in his goal setting, is write it on a card. Write your goal on a card. I'm so happy and grateful now that I can think directly in English. Write it on a card and have this card with you. I have a copy of this card, of my personal goal card, next to my computer, so I see it all the time. I pick it up, I touch it all the time. And according to him, when you touch something, you pick it out, you look at it, you say it, you touch it, it makes firing connections into your brain, so it presents a theater in your mind of the actual goal that has been accomplished, right? You're rewiring your brain, essentially, which is part of what I do in my program, in my English Mind program. So have this, have it short, have it memorable, say it out loud, write it down on a card, and carry one with you. I also have one in my jacket pocket I carry with me all the time. These are for my personal goals. Tip number 2, concentrated and focused practice, right? This is a mistake actually that I see a lot of non-native speakers making, a lot of students, a lot of high-level learners, but they haven't really taken the time to dissect what it takes to learn a skill. They might know a skill, you have many high-level skills that you can do. Maybe you don't know how they apply in other areas, right? So this is how to apply this in English. Have concentrated, focused practice. What does that mean? A lot of people that I see, they say, I want to be able to speak fluently. And then I ask, what are you doing to accomplish that? Great. And they say, well, I read books and I study grammar. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll give you a hint. This is my gift to you in 2021. Stop studying grammar. Stop studying grammar. If you want to get better at conversation, study conversation. If you want to get better at speaking, study speaking. If you want to get better at reading, read. If you want to get better at the mechanics of grammar, then study grammar. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. If you want to get better at an exam, then study the exam, right? But if your objective is to think directly in English and to speak directly in English, don't read. Obviously, you can read, you can write a diary. That might help increase your vocabulary. It might help get a better sense of the language. But here's what it won't do. It won't give you a sense of the rhythm in how we talk. Reading won't get you a sense on pronunciation and how we actually blend words together. Very important for intonation and pronunciation. We'll get into that in a different video. What reading and journaling won't do is to give you an overall sense of the spoken language, how we use spoken language and how we actually speak, the language that we use when we speak. So if you want to get better at speaking, speaking and listening are directly tied together. Listen more, listen to more content, watch more videos. Find a podcast about a topic that you love and dive into that and take out expressions, learn expressions, take out pronunciation every time you listen to it. Be like an eagle as you're flying above and you see the grammar or you see an expression or you see a pronunciation that you want to take, and then swoop down and take it and write it down in your notebook. That's a top secret hack. So, number 2, focus practice on what you want. You want to get better at speaking? Study speaking. You want to get better at pronunciation? Listen to how we do pronunciation. Don't read. And the number 3 top secret hack for you to think directly in English is the big realization. What realization is that, Jesse? The realization that you're already doing it. Right? And that's something that I see a lot from high-level learners. I teach and I work with some high-level speakers, right? Speakers that you would be surprised that they're taking English lessons, right? And one thing that they always tell me, I don't want to constantly translate in my head. And guess what? It's a big realization to them when I say, you already are at that level. You're not translating constantly. Constantly is a big word. And just think about it. As I'm talking, are you translating everything I'm talking, everything I'm saying in your language so you can understand it? Probably not, right? The same thing when you're speaking. There are some complex grammatical structures. There are some sentence structures that, yeah, you probably are. Hey, you. By the way, this is the guy you hear all the time. He's not actually our dog. We're watching him for a friend. But anyway, yeah, there are some complex structures and sentence structures that you probably will have to translate a little bit in your head from your language, right? At first. And the thing is, the top secret hack is celebrate the times when you don't have to. Realize the times that you don't have to translate in your heads. Because here's the thing, if you think you constantly have to translate in your head, it's a tiring, uphill battle because you feel defeated, right? You're like Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill, right? And that's how you kind of see your fluency, right? You're pushing the rock up the hill and then it comes back down, and you push it up the hill and it comes back down, and you push it up the hill And you don't realize that every time you're pushing it up the hill, you're getting stronger. You're learning a little bit more. You don't realize that. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to think about the times that you are thinking and speaking directly. Realize those times. Celebrate those times in your mind, right? Even if you have to do it physically, you're like, yeah. Even if it's something like, thank you very much. Oh, I didn't have to translate that. Well, then that's not constantly, right? Okay, and then once you realize these little things, thank you very much. Have a good day. What did you do this weekend? I played with my children, right? Those little expressions and those little sentences you don't have to translate. Then you'll start realizing, even for the bigger sentences, the more complex sentences, I didn't translate as much. Then your real English voice can come out and you're developing your English mind, which is my program, my high-level program that I put my clients through, my private clients through. If you want to hear about that, and if you think that you would like to work personally with me and build your English mind, develop your English mind so you don't have to feel out of control of your English, so you can be in control of your English instead of your English being in control of you, then I'll put a link in the description below for you to book a call. Let's talk. This call is free and there's no pressure to buy anything. What I'm going to do is just ask you a few questions about your level, about what you need English for, and we'll decide together if we're a good fit to work together and in what capacity. So if you want to book a call, the calendar is below. Other than that, thank you. I'll see you next week.